So I want to pull Erika back up here because how to use the time effectively is really important. And even with careful preparation and planning, meetings don't always go as you might hope or plan. They might take a left turn somewhere, not even necessarily in a bad way, but they might go off topic depending on what that person that you're meeting with has just talked with somebody else about. But Erika, can you share with our audience how to navigate those maybe tougher moments and keep the conversation productive when things get difficult?
Absolutely. And sometimes it's that staff or members might ask you a question to which you don't know the answer. And it is 100% okay. And in fact, even better because it gives you an excuse to follow up. If you say, I don't know the answer to that, but I will get back to you when I've learned that, or I'm happy to follow up with you about that so I get the right bit of information. Not only is that a great way to take a deep breath and to give yourself a little out there, but it provides you that wonderful excuse to get back to the office and follow up to make your ask again. And so I do love I'm happy to get back to you on that so I can give you the answer to that. But it's also really important, and if you feel at all like you're not sure what kinds of questions you might get, that's another great reason to pair up and be part of a Hill Day with an organization that will send someone with you to answer the hard questions. Um, we one time had a patient asked about what her prognosis was, and she has a terminal diagnosis. And it was, I think it was genuinely a reaction from the member who felt so um, it was just absolutely caring for this person because of her powerful story. But the question really sunk like a lead balloon. And so one of the great things about going with an organization is that their trained advocates can be ready to jump in and say, Congressman, I'm happy to talk with you about that. Or Senator, here's a little bit more information about that diagnosis so that the poor patient or you don't have to be the ones trying to articulate that. Um, at the end of the day, your story is always going to be the right answer because there is no one who can argue with your story because it is your lived experience. But sometimes figuring out a way that you're going to have a buffer if you get a question that perhaps could have been thought out a little bit more is a good way to go into Hill Days and meetings in general.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I feel like I've seen everything and I'm still here. And so there's a way we all survive it. But I do think sometimes you do get questions. And I mentioned this, right? Like when I started on Capitol Hill, I was very young. I was just out of college. And you do interact with a lot of young people, or maybe, and again, they are handling multiple issue areas. And so they're in meetings, in 15-minute increments all day long, from agriculture policy to foreign affairs to tax policy to healthcare. And so just thinking about if there's something you don't know, or maybe they might seem a little grumpy for some reason, it's probably not you, but just continue on and offer to serve as a resource and get the information that you think might be helpful for them is really important.